Hello, everyone. This is Old School from WhatTheBuck.net, coming to you with our Dolphins preview video. Going to keep the throwback theme going a little bit here. It was fortunate and lucky for us last week, so because I'm superstitious like a lot of sports fans are, I haven't changed anything and washed it. Obviously, I'm not funky, but the facial hair is still going to stay. There is a story behind the mustache for anyone who cares. It's not all just the 70s. The look is 70s, but it's for a movement called Movember, which is at Movember.com, which is a movement to try and raise awareness for testicular and prostate cancer. I lost a friend to prostate cancer, so it means a significant amount to me. If you guys are interested, gives you an excuse to grow a mustache, which for guys I think is kind of cool, and also supports a good cause. So that's why the mustache, the sideburns were 70s throwback, but we won, so I'm not changing them until we lose, which may in fact be this weekend against the Dolphins. Most of the major media has us predicted to be a pretty big underdog, at least what I saw. I don't really bet on anything, so I don't follow the lines that much, but when you look at what's going on in the national media, the Dolphins are given quite a bit of regard in the national media. They obviously have a lot of talent on that squad with Ronnie Brown, Ricky Williams on the offensive side of the ball, Joey Porter, Jason Taylor on the defensive side of the ball, amongst others. The defense actually, I think, has more talented people than those two, but those are the two that always get the headlines. But when I looked at the Dolphins as a team to go play, and I looked at who they had beaten and who they had lost to be honest, this team hasn't really beaten anybody yet. They beat the Jets twice, both times after Sanchez had tape put up and started to fall apart. It was after his first 3 games. And they beat the Bills, who have been mercurial, let's just say, this year. I mean, clearly the Bills beat us, so you could say, well, they beat you and we beat them. You could do the whole who beat who game. But the Bills have been at their best against New England in the first game and far worse than that in subsequent games. Now, the other teams they lost to were quality squads, right? Atlanta, Indianapolis, San Diego. Who the hell else here? Who is it? Atlanta, Indianapolis, San Diego, New England, and New Orleans. And they gave these guys a run for their money, right? But, close doesn't count in football, and God knows we know that because if we only could play 4 quarters, we'd actually have some more wins, I think. But we don't. So we sit here at 1-7 playing against a team that's sitting at 3-5, and we're going to have to see how we can get win number 2. We come in with rookie Josh Freeman at the quarterback helm, coming off his 3-touchdown performance. Pretty impressive opening for him, but again, this is someone who no one has any real tape on. Now the Dolphins have had tape on him. That defense is smart. They run a base 3-4. I went back and watched a couple of Dolphins games. I'm not a Dolphins expert by any stretch, but in looking at what I saw on the tape versus New England and some during the New Orleans game, there seems to be some patterns that I think we can take advantage of. There are going to be things that Freeman's going to have to do to step up. This is a team that ranks, I think, 4th overall in stopping the rush, or 5th overall in stopping the rush, and 4th overall in running the ball. So this is a team in the Dolphins that are going to, A, dictate time of possession by controlling the clock, by controlling the ground, and B, going to force you to pass and hopefully make mistakes. Now, when they do that, they've got a couple of rookies out there. One rookie we liked a lot, Vontae Davis, coming into the draft. Our draft guy actually had us going after Vontae. Vontae's been playing good ball. He looked like he got a little dinged up against the Patriots, but he's not on the injury report, so he should be out there. Vontae's on one side, Sean Smith's on the other side. You got Jason Allen, who comes in when they go into rotation. Jason Allen does not look like he's the strongest link back there. But what's amazing to me is the Dolphins' defense, when they go to cover 0, cover 1, when they're going to any sort of a man look, they have no qualms whatsoever about leaving Vontae and Sean out on islands and sending serious pressure from that defense. They did it against the Patriots. They dared Tom Brady to beat him with his arm. The interception that Vontae had was a poorly thrown ball to a guy that was open, right? Vontae, man up on Randy Moss, that's a tough assignment, right? No doubt about it. But we're going to have to take advantage of that because they're going to go to that look. They're going to put the extra guys in the box. They're going to bring pressure, whether it's an actual pass blitz on a passing down or whether they're going to bring a run blitz. They're going to try and force us into a one-dimensional game like every team does, and they're going to do it with those sort of exotic looks. Now, one of the things I think Coach Olsen has to do, and one of our listeners on the regular show brought this up, that Josh's stats were dramatically better when he was in the shotgun than they were when he was under center. And I can't remember the exact numbers, but it was almost like 13 of 17 from the gun and 1 of 10 from under center, something significant like that. Now, rookie quarterbacks typically have that issue. A lot of quarterbacks come out of college having played predominantly in the shotgun, lets you kind of look at the defense from a different perspective, get a better feel for it. It also is normally a more spread set, right? Whether it's a trip set or you're going to have more wide receivers, allows that defense or forces that defense actually to declare, which is what we talked about going into the Patriots game. And I think that Coach Olsen's going to have to do that. As much as I hate that, our offensive line is not playing at the level that we expect them to play at. I want our offensive line and our running game to be at a level where we say, I don't care if you put 8 or 9 guys in the box. We are still going to move that line of scrimmage and make positive yardage, and we'll have an opportunity to break one. We're not there. We just flat aren't. I don't think it's because of talent. We have changed from a standard power blocking scheme to a zone blocking scheme, and it has not gone that smoothly, and we're not getting it done. So I do think that Coach Olson's going to have to implement a lot more shotgun, even running out of the shotgun, which is fine. You can do that. God knows lots of teams do. But he's going to have to do that to force that 3-4 to declare so that Josh can see when there's no help over the top with the safeties, and he can make the appropriate reads and get the ball downfield. He's got a big arm. He should have an opportunity to do that. Hopefully he'll work on his accuracy, his footwork primarily with regards to planting before his throw, which will affect his accuracy and his general game awareness. Joey Porter mouthed off as usual against the Patriots. I haven't heard anything this week because he put up the big goose eggs, but he's always dangerous. Jason Taylor leads the Dolphins with 5.5 sacks, and we have to obviously be wary of him. But Josh has shown some escapability in the pocket. We'll hope that he can kind of stay alive back there. On our side of the ball, keys to the game. Got 3 of them as usual. Before we go to that, Chad Henne, quarterback for the Dolphins, young guy, big gun, started out on fire and has tapered off. But when you look at the touchdown production with Ronnie Brown and Ricky Williams, I think they have 7 and 6 touchdowns between them. You can't talk about the Dolphins without talking about the Wildcat. They run the Wildcat better than anybody. They have more variations than anybody. But regardless of how you set that play up, at some point it's going to break down into one of a couple of core plays. This is about gap assignment and assignment sound defense. And when I talked to Adam Hayward on the show last night, when we talked to the callers when I was on 1010 the other morning, it's about our defense doing something they have not been able to do consistently, which is be in their gap, play their assignment, don't get out of position. That's how you take care of a Wildcat. Does that mean you're going to shut it down? Don't know. But at the end of the day, that's what it's about. You can't try and guess what's going on. You have to just go where the heck you're supposed to go and play your assignment. That way you're not leaving a tight end wide open behind you for Ronnie Brown to throw to. Right? You're not leaving an open lane on the outside for them to bust out to. You're not leaving a gap wide open in the middle for Pat White to keep the ball and run for 35 yards on you for. And by the way, if Pat White runs the ball, I want to see one of our safeties knock him out. And I don't mean that because I want him to be hurt. I mean that because when a quarterback, and he is a quarterback, don't get it twisted, runs the ball, he should get hit unless he slides, because that will make him wary of doing it. Now, Pat's a strong guy. He ran the option a lot. He's not going to be easily fooled, but I want guys getting hit. It's about physicality. Keys to the game for us, we have to try and pretend we can run the ball, try and reestablish that. We have not been able to do that consistently this year, which is very disappointing, but we need Derek Ward and Cadillac Williams to at least be a threat so that the Dolphins can't pin their ears back and just blitz all day on us without the fear of reprisal. And if that means just dump screens to the middle like we did with Derek Ward last week, that's okay. We got to try and win the time of possession the right way. We've won time of possession a lot this year, but that's because we let the other team score in like 16 seconds. We can't let that happen. Now, the Dolphins' passing game has been anemic recently. Ted Ginn seems to be having a bout with Michael Clayton's disease. He can't catch the ball as a receiver, but he's dangerous as a return man. Devon Bess has been, I think, your leading receiver, but hasn't been particularly good either. Our corners are going to have to do their job because the Dolphins are watching tape. They know that we're susceptible to the big play. And we're going to have to make Henne try and make those plays by stopping the run. And I know that's a lot easier said than done against the Dolphins, but that's the task that's in front of us. When I talk to Adam and the defense, that's what they realize is the task. Our linebackers are going to be the key. Our defensive line is going to have to keep them clean so they can get in there, and we have to actually tackle at the point of contact. So that's the review for the Bucs this week. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. We're going to be doing a live show for the Dolphins game Sunday out in Clearwater in Largo. If you guys want to know about it, get over to whatthebuck.net and come out and hang out with us for a pre-half and post-game. And we'll hit up a post-game video as well. But, this is a chance for us to get a winning streak going, guys, for Bucs fans. So, this is the first time we've been able to do a video where we haven't been completely freaking miserable. So thanks for watching. Make sure you rate it, and we'll see you guys on the next video.